Hello, it's Kevin Nerdjoe, and today we are talking about The Straight Story. So I had done all my little David Lynch trailer reactions. I think that night, the night of me finding out David Lynch had died, and I got to The Straight Story, and I got really sad, and so I had to stop. And this is me reshooting that now. Anyway, let's take a look at the trailer. I'm gonna try and talk about the movie and some final thoughts on David Lynch for now. Okay, so let's take a look.
This morning you fall and you can't get off the floor. That's your hips, Alvin. And you're going to have to use a walker now to get around.
No walker. I love a lightning storm.
Me too, Dad. Uncle Al, I had a stroke.
Rose, darling, I'm gonna go back on the road. And I've got to make this trip on my own. I've got to go see Lyle. I know you understand.
Alvin, you're gonna get blown off the road. That's what I'm afraid.
Mount Zion, Wisconsin. Why didn't you just take your car?
I don't have a driver's license.
That's 60 more miles of hills.
That's across the Mississippi.
I'm having a little engine trouble.
You know, I'd be happy to drive you the rest of the way to Mount Zion.
I still want to finish this the way I started. And this trip is a hard swallow for my pride. I just hope I'm not too late. You've got two brothers that haven't spoken in 10 years. I want to make peace. I want to sit with him, look up at the stars, like we used to do so long ago. A brother's a brother.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so The Straight Story. It's about an old man with two broken hips, and a brother he's estranged from, who recently had a stroke, and he needs to take that. He feels in himself that he needs to take a lawnmower because he can't see, so he can't drive a car from where he is a couple states over to go see his brother and make amends. This movie is so good, obviously. I'm crying because also the movie is about mortality, and it's about, growing old and having to watch everybody you love die, and just thinking about that and thinking about the time and also the sickness of circumstance for a lot of people. Alvin Straight's daughter in the movie, she has because she has a stutter, she's like seen as incompetent, so she has to lose her kids or something, and that weighs a heavy toll on her, and so she has to just take care of Alvin and that's just all she gets to do, and she looks out the window and well, okay. So yeah, what's good about the movie is sort of like trying to persevere through your ailments to try to make things right in the time you got left. And you see that a lot in a lot of David Lynch's later work. I also consider this one of the last westerns, one of the last true westerns, because one takes place in the 90s. I think The Thing actually happened sometime in the 90s or late. Let me look. I'm going to take a look right quick. Let me look up The Straight Story. Yeah, so he did it in 1994, the actual guy. So it really is, I think, the last Western, because it tells a story of sort of economic crisis in a way, it also tells the story of like the American countryside, and like this like country guy, just an American man. Okay. And what I love most about this is like I said, it's indicative of the rest of David Lynch's career after that, and especially when you look at Twin Peaks: The Return. That's where you sort of that. The reason I haven't done a video on that yet is because I need to rewatch it, and this is what this whole effing thing was all about. I was watching Twin Peaks on a dune high. I was watching Twin Peaks. And then I watched Twin Peaks: The Return. I was like, that's a lot to unpack. And then I watched all of his movies, and now I feel a little bit more able. And then he died. And so now I'm starting it over, Twin Peaks. And now I'm going to try and get to the return. Return to the return is my whole thing. And really try to unpack it in my head, like what he's trying to say about it. But I do know one heavy theme about it is the idea of having to go back to somewhere you were when you were young, and having to see how it's changed over the years, and the tragedy of that, but also the hope for it. And I think that's a very interesting thing to unpack, and that's what I hope to look into when I get back to the return. Anyway, that's the straight story. Rest in peace, David Lynch. I think we're going to be getting a lot of really great, new, interesting art in the many years to come because of his work. So anyway, goodbye!